Hi, let's start customizing a mailing label that I have already opened after I logged in. And I see a template with 4 text boxes. Usually for a merge, this requires 4 different columns in an Excel file. But I also have Excel files that have just 2 columns, one with the name and one with the address. Let's try one of the Excel files with just 2 columns where the address is one full cell. That means I'm gonna have to delete these 2 other cells with delete. Click and delete. And expand this box so it can contain all the data. Otherwise, the box does not stretch. This is the program, the way it was designed. Okay. So I have the edit where I can click, when I click on a text box, I can arrange the text from paragraph to the left, the address. I'll do the same. I'll arrange it to the left. And now I'm going to start merging the data. As you can see, the preview is here. If you want to go back to edit and change anything here, let's say you want the first box not to have a bold text, or change, you can change the font by just going down. Click on hover over and going down. Maybe I like this font called Almendra, and I will try to do the same on the address 1. Maybe Almendra is going to be okay, or some other more simple text like this one. Okay, so be careful, you just have to click here and then get out of it. Now you have to go to merge and probably read some of the data there. Kind of boring. Next. next. And now I'm selecting my file that has only 2 columns. Here I have the name and the full address. Okay, if I want to do anything, maybe move attention in front of the highway, I can do that before I merge, or maybe even after if I want to take the time. Next, here on the left is my data from the Excel. On the right are the cells from my label. I'm just gonna put in the drag and drop the name in the first box and the address in the second. I'm gonna merge, and here's my file. Now I can go over each label and start maybe rearranging. As you can see, some labels have a lot of space left behind. So the way I'm going to do it is adjust the text box and just move it. Sometimes you can move text box, most of the time with key arrows up and down, left and right. So if I use the key arrows, I can move very precisely left and right. So I will go over each and every label and see if I like what I see. If I don't, I can always correct. I don't have to put a comma here. I can add a name here. If I want to add another name, I can add it, just edit the text box. If I want to add another text box, I can also do this. And click twice, delete this text, and start editing. So I'm going to delete this since it's not making sense here. Let's see where I can find it. It has to be somewhere here. Delete and move this back. You see the text boxes preserve the dimension I gave it initially because I wanted a lot of text to be put in. So here I go over each and every one, make my corrections, and then make sure if you want to merge this file, you are always on create separate cards or labels. Let's say you want to delete the whole content. You go on the first label, you click the clear button here up and say OK. That's gonna delete the first, and then you synchronize content, which is gonna delete all the cards. Now you want to start from scratch the merge. You go back to create separate cards or labels, otherwise you're not going to be able to use the file. It's not going to upload the file. So you go back to merge and you start merging again. Now you can't merge right now because you don't have any text boxes on the page, so you won't be able to add any text anywhere. Okay, so before starting merge, add text boxes on the page and have a title. So I'm gonna go to this T button here, text, and then another text. I'm just gonna write down here, I'm gonna expand them and then write down name and address. Okay, name. I can write address or just leave it like that. It's just to guide me on what I put where. And then I start data merge, next, 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 select file. I go again to these addresses. I say next. I bring this title, this name here, this address here, and I merge. And here we are. As you can see, the font has changed because the text boxes come with their own font, which is the first one. Switch between these tabs, edit, you will see what font you are on. The preview shows you the entire page and you can start doing things here. If you want only your address, you only write it first and then you do synchronize, so the whole page will fill with your one address. Merge shows you all sorts of details where you cannot merge too many addresses or too much data because the PDF file will be huge and you won't be able to download it. It's gonna keep on showing you loading and the screen will freeze and so forth. So now you can have some help here. We just entered some links that take you to read more information. These will open in a new window, so remember to come back to the previous window. And now I am happy with my preview and I'm just gonna start printing what I see. I'm okay. I see there is a label here that needs editing, so I'm gonna go back. You see the text here is under, so I'm just gonna move it a little bit further. What I'll do is I'll click twice and try to go to edit and make the font smaller. You can enter the font by hand. I'll just make it 16 and then click outside of the box. And then I'm just gonna try to grab the text box if I can. Go out, go back in, try to make it smaller and arrange it in such a way that I have it right. Okay, now I go back and I hope everything else is fine and I just print. Print will download a file. I want to do a project name, Julie's 2019 addresses. Store of purchase, let's say we bought it on geographics.com. And in case I don't have a store, I can always enter it. If it's not listed, I can enter the name of the store. Then we will add it to the list and you'll find it next time. Now, I have to wait for this data to be put in the PDF. Here's my PDF. I downloaded it. I want to save it in my computer. Documents, I'm going to save it in my documents. IClicknPrint. I can give it a name here so I can remember what this is. 2019 at least I can say. ADD 2019, and better write addresses so I can remember. And then I'm just gonna save it. Now my file has downloaded okay. Now I'm gonna leave this screen open, and then I can give feedback if it printed okay or not. So I'll go to my files here in my folder, and I'm gonna look for my file. Let's see, where is it? It's in IClicknPrint, and it's this one at the top. You can always find by date modified, and it's right here. Okay, so there's an error opening the document. Okay, why is that? Because I already have it open because I played with it before, and I don't know where it is. Anyways, so I open the file and then I print a test page. After the test page, I place it behind my labels, and I see that everything works fine and everything is in the right place. And then I just give the feedback here that it worked well. Yes. And if I want to take a survey, I think right now it's not working, but we can always go back home, close the thing. So we can go to my saved project. See, it's right here. I can always open it here, and I can see my project and start correcting or make any other changes to it. I do not recommend that you bring next year a different kind of list on top of this one. It's always good to start from scratch, so there is no residue from the previous project. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you wanted to have 4 addresses, you would have had 4 different text boxes, and you would put each column from your Excel spreadsheet in each text box. I hope this helps you, and if you have any questions, you can always go to help, FAQ. As you can see, you can come back here, so it's probably loading not so easy for me. Next time we will continue with a different product, and also use the left side with templates. Right now the labels do not need the resources on the left side. Thank you for watching.